Hello, Just Jax here and welcome to my channel. I've been down the seasonal aisle today and found this guy. He was £1.59, so I thought he's got to be worth trying to do something with for £1.59. Now, I'll flip him over, but we won't keep him in the box for too long because he's got a clear plastic window and it's just the light's coming down, bring him right back up so you're not going to see him. So let's open him like this. It's a Nutcracker. Oh, and he works. Oh my goodness, I was not expecting that. I mean, yeah, he don't crack nuts. Well, you might crack really, really tiny ones. How cool is that? Oh my days. Hang on, I'm going to bring him to my mic. Can you hear this? Oh, he is cool. Let's have a look at these paints. Possibly acrylic. They're really thick. I don't know if anyone else has this same problem. I could never undo these as a kid, and that hasn't changed. They're not easy to undo. Oh, yep, that's yellow. Well, since we've got it on our hands, it's, I think it's acrylic. That is a pleasant surprise. Right, we'll just take a little bit from the lid. Oh, that's quite a nice feeling paint, to be fair to it. It goes on pretty well. It's not like streaky. Oh, I'm going to have to get another one now. So we'll make him a friend. We'll make a good guy and we'll make a bad guy. I am very, very pleasantly surprised. Let's just come in close so you can see. Look at these colours. I have to put my hand behind there so it stays in focus. Look at those lovely colours. Just so you can see what we're working with to begin with. They are beautiful. Obviously, black is black, but see how well they've gone on. The red's a little thin, but I think that's because I put it on a little thin. I am going to get the little grinder. It's like engraving. And the other one can be just painted. I went to the shop more than once. They were sold out. So I had a look on eBay. And I found a 6-pack, slightly shorter. So I was like, okay, my bad guy can have an army. And then when I went to the shop over the weekend, they had some of these back in. So I thought, well, I'm not going to get loads because I've got 6 more coming. So they can have 3 each. Since then, there has been a delay in the delivery of their troops. So we're just going to crack on with these guys first. I've also noticed, this is the second one that I bought, this is the first one. This guy's a little bit smaller in all respects. He's a little bit skinnier. I think they were shaving back on the price. He's also got a broken nose, but that's okay, we'll make that work for him. They've put him on a thicker base to make him look like he's the same height. But if I bring that base down, you see, he's shorter. So let's pop him over there for a second. I'm going to do some modifications on Bad Guy. And since these guys are going to be the lead, I was not expecting that. I thought it was just going to be glued on. It's been pegged on. They're going to have to ditch the drums. So I've got a good idea how I want, this guy's got to be quite menacing. So he's got to have, those kind of upturned eyes and as much of a maniacal grin as possible. This guy, more wholesome rounded eyes and a much smaller mouth. Let's try, we're going to go for it, we're going to see if we can come in here at a slight angle. There's only one way to find out. Let's go for it. I want us to try and perhaps bring his face in as well so he's a bit more gaunt. Well, we're not doing anything around the back here, so let's test this black out. That's a really solid black. Okay, I know what I'm doing. Pyrography this guy to give him darkened features. There'll be a bit of the grinder going on, but then grinder this guy with his face to keep him light. Right, I do want to try and bring this guy's face in a bit, change the shape up. This will either be a good idea or a bad idea. He's looking more menacing already. Let's work on this guy a little bit. I want to take that mouth in if I can. And I'm masking up because there's going to be sawdust flying everywhere. So hopefully you can still hear me. Fine. I'm just going to see what we can do about the weapons. So first things first, him. I want to try and get in the mouth. Open it up. We've got a nice grooved in smile. I think I need to come in a tiny bit more this side. Let's try and get around the eyes. I want to keep it nice and soft. Let's put him there for a second. Let's see if we can shape this lollipop stick. We have swords. We have sword dust. Sword dust. Ha ha. Let's get rid of this. Right. That's not bad. And that's not bad. So I'm going to cut it off there. Cut this off just below that mark. I started to burn in his cuffs, so I'm going to do that side. And potentially down the legs as well. This is where we're at. I had changed my mind with the belt. I was going to burn it, but it's like, well, the shirt's going to be black, the belt can't be brown. I made a little buckle to go there. Don't know what we're going to do with the buttons on him yet, we'll see. But he is looking suitably menacing. And then the good guy, looking suitably good. I put some grooves, because I'm going to put some gems in his crown. His is just going to be painted. And a little smaller, tidier, cleaner buckle for this guy. Swords are also over there drying. I've glued, is it the hilt? Can't remember if the handle's the hilt or that bit's the hilt, but I've glued the blade to the flat bit like this. So they're over there drying. I've cut the balls off the big drumsticks. So that's going to be the underside. I'm losing my voice again. That's going to be the underside of the sword. So that's all drying. We're going to start painting them. Now this guy, I was going to give him a red shirt. No, black shirt, red trousers, red gloves. So let's have a look. I'll try and open this without sticking my thumb in it. How this looks. Right now, it looks like he has a boxing glove on. going to do a bit on each. And then we'll do a few flash forwards in between. So I don't want to paint over where I've burnt the wood. I want to very carefully go around that. That's going to be like that. I'm going to try and do a red collar. So this is going to be his colour scheme. The other one we're going to try. So this is going to be red, black and variations of silver. And the other guy is going to be blue. There's no white. But I want him to be blue, white and gold. So let's have a look at this blue, because he's going to have a lot of gold trim. Let's have a look, see what the blue looks like. Or a lot of white trim. Let's see what the blue looks like as trousers. We'll have a think about this. Now, these are going to be gold, but I am going to paint them yellow first to make the gold stand out all the more. We might have to go blue here as well, otherwise that's going to be a whole heap of gold. Well, these are the colours we're looking at using. The army just arrived. Guys are over there. The two leads. Good guy, bad guy. They're over there drying because I've put their swords in place. They're propped up against the wall so their swords don't do all that and fall off. I haven't put their balls on yet. And they're very nearly painted in their colours. Now, there is actually 6 of these, but one of them, his weapon's broke. So he's over there drying. So we're going to go 3 and 3. The ones that have all got sort of angular hats, which is going to include that guy over there drying, they're going to be team bad guy. These are going to be team good guy. So I'm going to paint them in their colours. So blue and gold, black and red. I'm going to remove one weapon from each. So this thing, whatever it is, and this thing, also whatever it is. I've got some candy canes upstairs. Some little, like polymer clay candy canes. So he can be carrying a candy cane and he can be carrying a candy cane. Add that little festive touch. Even though they're festive anyway, they're nutcrackers. And they all work. Oh, this guy's really cool. Because his weapon moves. Or his staff, stick, whatever it is. So I'm going to try and keep that mobile. So I'm going to crack on with the painting. When we get back, when we flash forward, all the paint will be done. We might just add detail. Alright, we're on the final stage. There's been quite a bit of progress. They're all painted. Some of them have got their candy cane weapons. Our main guys have got their hair and their faces finished, and gems for the good guy. Bad guy ain't got any because he's after them. So finishing touches is just going to be snowing up the bases, which is going to be messy but worth it. So I'll just do good guys to show you the intentions. So just a little snow. And that is going to be the finishing touch. So I'm going to do that to all of them. Let them dry. And then we'll go in for the up close final look. Our Nutcracker Army is complete. I decided, I gave him long grey hair and it's going to stay that way. I'm not going to trim it up and tie it back. He tied it back because he's, you know, he's a good guy. Let's get up close on these guys. Our little troops. Let's line them up. Oops. So there we go. The bad guys. Oh, he looks mean as. There's his long bad guy hair. How cool does he look? And his little guys. Waiting for their orders. I decided to leave them with plain faces in the end. Then the good guy. And his troops. I don't know if I can get them all in. Get all the chaos that is my little workstation. These were fun to do. I had to make sure that I didn't get carried away, so I only add minimal extra things. Like I gave him a couple of, funnily enough, resin bits. Some little, what are they called? Bubble balls or something? A little belt buckle. Hair and sword. And same for this guy. One of the weapons, or whatever it was, that I took off one of these little guys, I turned into a lollipop. And he's got his hair, his gems, and his buckle and his sword. And then these two, they've got their candy cane as weapons. Let me know what you think. Is my little army cool? My two little armies. Good guys facing the bad guys. I like them. In fact, they might be out of shot up there. Let me bring them all in the centre. These two, they've got to battle it out. Let's muddle it around a bit, because, you know, they're not all going to be head on at this point. They're right in the heat of battle, heart of battle. So yeah, it doesn't look like much from that way up. I'll lay them down if I can, but I think some of them won't do what I want them to do. They're going to roll around. My Nutcracker, good guys, bad guys, army is done. I had fun doing this. I didn't think, first off, amazing bargain if you were ever so lucky as to find these in Home Bargains. The brand was Sleigh Bells, and they were either $1.49 or $1.99 each. The paints were really, really decent paints. The paintbrush, they were good paintbrushes as well, but by the time I'd done with them, they'd all buckled out on themselves, so they're not going to be good for anything else. They're just going to be like good for getting your little figure done. These guys, were they 6 for £8? Found them on eBay. Tell me what you think. Do you like? I like. I've got to find somewhere to put them now, though. I might come back to them next year and give them faces. We'll see. Though I like them being blank in the background. They're just following the leaders. Like if you like what you see, comment if you've got something to say, and subscribe if you really like what you see and you want to see more and know when it's coming. Thank you all again so much. Take care and see you in the next one.